Yo, yo. I don't really know how I don't really know how well this is gonna look or go. Um I literally just bought this freaking stick and yeah, if you read the title, obviously um obviously you can see what I'm about to talk about. And I decided to switch up the late show today. I decided to switch up the late show today because sometimes we could take it on the road and it ain't got to be me at the crib sitting at the desk all the time. It could be me, you know, out and about in the world. Mind you, um, this person up here waiting for me to. I'm looking as I walk, and they probably like, this is gonna be the weird part about this shit because people are gonna be seeing me with this damn selfie stick, and they gonna be like, "What is this dude doing?" This person stopped because I guess they figured I wasn't looking, but I was looking. But anyway, um, y'all could check out the sites. This is Las Colinas in I guess in the Dallas area. You know, it looked like it thunderstormed in this area. It ain't thunderstorm around my way, but I guess it did around here. And yeah, this is absolutely one of the best neighborhoods in Dallas. Like no joke. Um, this building back here, it's like if you can see like up there, it's the Mustang. It's like the newest, most luxurious uh, apartment complex. So yeah, welcome to the late show. And like I said, um, I don't know how much time I got because I'm only gonna stream until either my phone dies and it's like at 30%, or the sun go down. And I think I got about 30 minutes until the sun go down. So we're gonna play it like that. As you can see, I'm wearing a weighted vest and I am literally going for a walk. Um, where am I walking to? Nowhere in particular, but it's like a 3 mile walk I usually just do sometimes in this neighborhood. 3 miles, you know, with a weighted vest on, and it's some stairs. I don't know if I'm gonna do the stairs because I'm gonna be honest, walking with a vest on and me doing what I'm doing, how I'm doing it right now, is it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm expending more energy doing this like this, you know. Like I ain't gonna say I'm going through it, but granted, I'm not sweating. Y'all can't see me sweating or nothing, but I can definitely feel the vest with the mix of me holding this damn selfie stick. Yeah. So I might talk about some other stuff too after I hit on this big topic. But but for now, I'm just gonna freaking talk about why I freaking lose weight, and I'm talking about a lot of weight, and I freaking gain it back. Um, so all my life I have been like different like weights. Like I've been skinny. As a baby, I was a little skinny fella, and as a child, I was skinny. And then when I was a preteen, I was kind of fat. You know what I'm saying? They used to at school they used to call me Fat Dude instead of Matthew. But and then you know 17, 18, 19, I got super slim, lost all the weight, was like standing at about 5'8", 150, which is like really skinny when you really think about it for a man. That's skinny. But here I am, and even in my adult years, you know, I've had times where I'm just like ripped and lean, and then the other times where I'm freaking fucking kind of like how I am now. Granted, I don't feel like I'm as bloated as I normally am, But yeah. So why do I keep losing this weight and then gaining it back? Like, and it's a simple answer. I love food. The food is literally the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, take a look at this. This apartment complex is nice as hell. But I freaking love food, yo. And I have like long phases, just like everybody else, where you do all of this emotional eating, and you can't you can't control it. Like I like chicken wings. I like freaking going to Twin Peaks, looking at some little things. Some I guess what the young kids is saying, looking at some fine shit and freaking eating wings. And freaking this thing. Looking at some fun shit and eating some wings with some ranch, with some fries, you know. But at the same time, um, in my times and in my constant, I guess, flip between being fit and not being fit, and I hate to say it, not even I hate to say it, but it's the truth. People don't like it when you say this stuff because some people be like, oh, world shouldn't be like that. But the world definitely treats you different when you're fat versus when you're skinny or when you're in shape versus when you're not. World treats you so much differently. Um, I would say I would look back to like my teenage years um, when I was fat or chubbier. You know, most of the time, my interactions were of girls like making fun of me or guys making fun of me. Everybody got a fat joke, especially like when you're a teenager. And then I remember being a teenager. Let these people pass. Did that lady just look back? But I remember being a teenager and hey yo, it's gonna take some time for me to get used to. But I remember being there. Okay, there we go. I remember being a teenager and losing all the weight, and then having more of an abundance of women. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that that's all women are attracted to. Obviously not, because we all know they like to see a man, but that's got his finances together, that's got his life together, and that can, show them some sort of lifestyle. But I'm talking about when I'm making this reference, I'm talking about high school, which is like for most people, that's more of a superficial period in life. But I remember being more of a little chubby fella and then losing a certain amount of weight. And shout out to whoever popped up in the room. But and then losing a certain amount of weight and then having a variety of different little things. You know what I'm saying? I remember freaking my senior year of high school, I lost all that baby weight, was fit as hell. And I was dating like four different girls between the job I used to work and school. Um, so yeah, like the world definitely treats people differently, treats you differently. Um, if depending on how you look, your weight, your thing like that, like a huge thing. And mind you, this is like a huge like running place for a lot of people. There's two women jogging right here in front of me. Um, next thing I want to talk about is obviously there's a vanity part of this, and I'll get back to that. There's also a big health part of this. So, um, I would say right now, like I'm 35, so at 35, you know what I'm saying? At 35, what do I want my what do I want my body to look like when I'm 40? What do I want? What do I want to be able to do? And like, let's say if I have kids, if I'm 40, I want to be able to easily pick their ass up, play with them, all that type of stuff. So mortality is a very big thing, and it's like, wow, I know the world has like a big, huge body positivity stick going on. I ain't the one that's, and I ain't gonna lie, I even like I would guess more for women. I would be lying if I told you I ain't never find a bigger girl attractive, because you know there are some big women who are attractive for sure. But the mortality, the studies all say that if you weigh more, you're gonna have more complications. You're gonna have more likely to have diabetes, high blood pressure, even things like dementia and Alzheimer's are, they say, are correlated to freaking your weight and your fitness. They say, what did they say? Your VO2 max is your biggest indicator of your mortality. And mine ain't the best right now. So obviously a brisk walk will help that. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's my next point. Cause now I'm starting to go to the doctor and they're starting to use words like high blood pressure and hypertension. And I don't know. I don't know. And I add on to this too, just being a black person, I feel like not even I feel like shit. I'm saying I feel like I feel like I don't even feel like I see, like, anytime I see a large group of black people together, most of us fat as hell. Like, and that's just I'm just keeping it a buck. Like, and that's it's a lot of times y'all be trying to ride on the women. You niggas is fat too. Like, you niggas is mad fat. I'm like I said, I'm working on it. But you niggas is mad fat, yo. You niggas is mad fat, and that's it's no love loss or no diss or nothing like that. But really, just saying it to, like, maybe if somebody's watching this or watches this later, like, you niggas is fat, yo. How the hell? How the hell we supposed to, like, be disciplined? How the hell we supposed to freaking uh take care of business when we can't even, like, show up for ourselves? You know what I'm saying? Like, can't show up for yourself. And I'm saying this from a place of, obviously it's been times where I ain't show up for myself. I ain't show up for myself. I was like, you know, not doing what needed to be done. Check out the whole neighborhood views. Or I gotta, like, tilt the camera, but look at what we eat. You know what I'm saying? Oof, coming soon. I want one of these. We on stream right now. I want a vet. Just speaking it into existence. I want a vet. But yeah, and even further than I just talked about a vet. I'm like, I'm starting to feel like I gotta stop saying that. Feel like, fuck that feel like shit. Um, as I'm getting, I guess, back to being fit, because I'm gonna tell this story later too. Of I guess more recently of how I gained all this weight back, all of the weight, or how, when I lost a bunch of weight, and I'll tell that story later. But how how do we expect to accomplish other things when we can't even freaking control our body? It's like the thing you have the most control over, literally getting up and moving, and what you put in your freaking mouth. Literally, it is the freaking it is the thing you have the most control over. Like yo ass, you ninjas eat every day, and all we be eating is hot Cheetos, hot Cheetos, alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Popeyes, and I love Popeyes to death. I freaking love Popeyes for sure. But the diet, especially when you looking like me, you black, the diet is freaking atrocious. Diet is garbage, bro. So I'm gonna talk about basically this fitness journey I'm on now and how I ended up where I'm at. So it's funny that I'm walking past this building. So I had a friend, a young lady, who used to live at this building right here, and this was like in 2020. And at the time, I was pretty damn fit. Um, and pretty damn fit, working out every day. Mind you, young lady who lives here, not my girl. So if anybody watches this in the later on and be like, "Oh, you talking about your girl," when you say the next thing you want to say, that's not what I'm saying. But but they got the gym in here too. I don't know if y'all can see it. So I ain't gonna lie, me like walking and then people like walking beside me. It's something I'm gonna have to get used to. And this ninja keep walking back and forth. But anyway, so what did I leave off? What was I saying? I was saying, freaking shout out to whoever else popped up in the spot. Drop a comment, yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna let this. All right. So anyway, 2020. At the top of 2020, when the world shut down, I literally said, or on the news, everybody was saying like, "Oh, everybody finna get fat because y'all just sitting in the house." And I kind of had like the opposite. I had like the opposite reaction to the shit because I'm like I said, I go through these bouts of like serious focus, and then one thing or another happens in life, I fall off. But 2020 hit, mind you, in my line of work, I didn't have any work going on at the time, which is hard because like I'm when you do the videography and stuff like that, you got to get them checks. Like you need them checks to be coming in regularly, or you gonna feel the pain. But that's besides the point. Um, but yeah, so I literally every day the gyms wasn't even open. I said, son, I might have to not. I don't know. They try to stunt on the stream, but I go outside every day. I had a parking garage because my gym was closed. I used to have Anytime Fitness. My gym was closed, and I would literally jump rope, push ups, freaking, it was jump rope push-ups and running the stairs at that parking garage. And so I did that from January of 2020, really before the pandemic, but it was coming on until about freaking January of 2020 till really the next year. And I started that year and I was like 220, and then hopped on the scale at the end of the year, and your boy was like 168. Could see my abs again, could see my back again, could freaking see definition in my arms, all that shit. And I did that. But I guess that was, even though, like I said, I lost a lot of weight before, gained it back, lost it, gained it back. That was really like the first time I ever like objectively said, I'm going to lose weight and get lean. And I did it. So the big part that I didn't really account for was just the the discipline part of the situation. Um, that was probably what I did not really understand or account for at that moment, was just like the discipline part of it. Because soon as people start looking at me different, soon as women start looking at me different, soon as I start going out and actually enjoying whatever I done did to myself, that was when I guess you say the wheels fell off and I literally slipped back into old habits and really couldn't maintain. So I get fit at the end of 2020, 2021. I'm pretty damn fit. Um, and like I said, start dating, start going out, start, you know, feeling comfortable is what they say. Look at that gondola. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see it on the screen. It's all the way back. Nah, tree won't block it. But they got like the gondolas on the lake. You can go ahead and take your little shorty, trying to catch it. You see it. Maybe you can see it. Maybe you can't. But yeah, I started taking girls on gondola rides. I think that's how you pronounce it. Eating good, feeling comfortable. And then next thing you know, boom, I'm back to 200. Easy. Back to 200. Easy. Easy. And then at that point, I probably catch myself and then I say, all right, what are you talking about? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Shout out to whoever the young lady is talking about I'm handsome out the window. But but so yeah. So I freaking I freaking lose. She done caught me. But I freaking lose. What did I do? I lose the weight, then I gain the weight back. 2021 ends and going into 2022. I'm getting a little heavy again. And then literally I went on a series of literally gaining like no, I went on a series of spurts where I was literally losing like 5 or 10 pounds and then gaining 20 more. And this literally continued throughout the freaking next 3 years, really, until 2024. From 2022, 23, and into 2024, I would just have these spurts of boom, lose the weight, boom, gain it back. You on video? Yeah, I'm on the video. It's it's Twitch. Twitch. Yeah. What's I'm just getting this my first this like my first stream, so I'm just getting used to it. But what's your name? I'm Blue. Okay. Blue Honey. You stream or something like that? No, I don't stream nothing yet. Okay. You about to? Oh yeah, I'm thinking about it. Yeah. I think you should do it though. Hey y'all, I'm live on the air. Y'all support him. What's your name? Matt. Matt? Yes. Y'all. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Right, y'all nice should meet Matt in real life. For sure. Somebody do some thumbs up when you cop on there though. So. Then do some come see some Blue Honey after that. Where they come see Blue Honey at? I'm finna be everywhere in a minute. For sure. Just wait. For sure. How you doing? But yeah. Um literally. I'm actually it's actually kind of cool. All right, so this is a little interesting experience because I'm live streaming and people are specifically women are coming out of nowhere talking to your boy. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah, back to the story. So it's like a 3 year back and forth. Boy lose the weight, boy gain the weight, boy lose the weight, the boy gain the weight, the boy lose the weight. And then all of a sudden 2024 comes, you know, and somewhere in that no. 2023 comes and I'm trying to lose the weight again. I'm about 230. Your boy about 230. Life is good. I'm starting to lose the weight. I get down to about 215, and then I get robbed for everything I own. Literally, my whole net worth was taken from me. That's another story for another video. But my whole net worth got taken from me. I fall into a depression. You know what I'm saying? That's just I don't I don't believe in being depressed per se. I'm just down for the moment. But I go through a depression, and your boy literally gets to 240. So I was about 215 when I got my shit took. And then next thing you know, I'm about 240. Your boy about 240. And then from there, from about the May of 2023 to damn near the beginning of this year, I was kind of like, fuck it. Was just eating. My mama died. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't making no excuses, but I'm just saying things that kind of, because a lot of this weight shit, what we eat, how we do this shit, most of that shit emotional. You got to get over your fucking emotions. But mama died. I'm up there in Baltimore eating Stoko's fries with the wings. The car coming out this bitch. I'm out at Stoko's eating fries with the wings. Yo, check these houses out, bro. They look nice from the outside though. But yeah, I'm up at Stoko's eating fries with the wings, having peace up in Baltimore. I'm up there getting my dad hip hop fried chicken, eating chicken gizzards. uh, and even coming back here, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really changed that much. I got me a new crib and was literally eating whatever I want till about the start of this year. And then I hopped on that scale and that joint was like 245, which I'm surprised it wasn't more. But I hopped on that scale, that bitch said 245. And mind you, I'm only 5'8", 5'9", so your boy's looking bloated, fat as hell. Bloated and fat as hell. So started back, started watching these goddamn videos by Bully Juice. He like to do. He one of them dudes that be on Instagram. I started watching them videos in the crib. Literally, it was him freaking these 20-minute, 10-minute workouts. I started doing them again, and a month passed, and I think I might have lost about 5 pounds in that month. And then, literally, February came, and then I was like, you know what? The boy need a change, and I stopped paying for my gym membership, and I got another one. So I started going to another gym that actually had people in it. Because if you go to Anytime Fitness, like if you go to the gym to network, you can't really go to Anytime Fitness because none of their gyms are ever packed. Which I know, like if you go to the gym, a lot of times people don't want it packed, but like sometimes you go to the gym to meet people. Um, and obviously, like if you go to the gym and the shit overpacked, but you go to a gym that's nobody in there, it's like an overcorrection. So I started going to another gym here in Dallas, and that joint be packed. And the gym has hella people in shape. Damn near everybody in shape in that gym. Um, and then that's when I met my new trainer. So literally for the past since about February, and it's the middle of May now. Since then, I've gone from about 235 to currently about 215. And yeah, um, I'm gonna be honest. I guess it's a day by day process. I'm trying to figure out like, cause I know how I get when I want to reach a goal. I'll reach the goal, and then I just don't. I'm just trying to figure out what happens when I actually reach the goal this time. Um, do I fall back into what I was doing, or will I take the goal this time and then what I'm saying, really, really, what I'm saying, take that shit to the next level. So that's really what I wanted to stream about. Also wanted to just really just say or talk about freaking potential. That's we all got this potential to do stuff, and I know with me, that shit literally starts with my body and really maintaining it, and really not even getting past the point of maintaining it and really excelling with this shit. I'm sorry, I just did that on camera, but had to be done. But really just outside of maintaining it, really having it, and freaking, really doing things that I probably thought I could do, because that's really what my goal is here. I'm 35 now. I want to be able to be in shape when I'm freaking 50. I want to be in shape when I don't know, maybe 60, when I'm my dad's age. Granted, I love my dad to death, but when I'm his age, I want to be able to get up and like not necessarily run, but like I want to be able to just move like I'm normal. You know, I want to be able to just get up, get out, and do stuff. So, and I feel like y'all should feel that way too. You know, but also understand it ain't saving everybody, and at the end of the day, I can't make everybody think how I think. Obviously, some people happy fat, and some people, I mean, being fat work for them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to like a motherfucker like Fat Joe or fucking Big Extra Plug. You know what I'm saying? Like people like them fat. Biggie. Niggas love Biggie fat. Or what's that? The guy off freaking the Hangover. with the beard. Motherfuckers like his ass fat. You know, some people are funny and lovable when they're fat, but that ain't I don't know, that ain't finna work for me. So I'm finna lose this fucking weight. And I'm literally making this video because I'm like, yo, this the last time I'm gonna be having this conversation with y'all. Well, this is the first time I'm having this conversation with anybody because this is like my third stream. But this gonna be the last time I fucking had this conversation with myself and with y'all. Cause yeah, um, this time when I lose this weight, I plan to keep it off for the rest of my life. And I've accepted that freaking food is not a treat, bro. It's food is literally so I can continue living. It's not a freaking treat that I just gotta have every day. Food is not a treat. It's literally fuel. So yeah, that was my big spiel. We 36 minutes in. I don't know who's been watching this whole time, but shout out to you. Um, Next thing I want to get into is I want to talk a little bit about career aspirations, career goals, shit like that. So I'm gonna rewind it back to when I said I got all my shit took. And obviously I'm telling this story now, but I'll probably tell it again later. Like if this channel does really good or like I start getting views, I'll bring the story back. But 2023, you know, I go to Houston, Texas. Mind you, I'm in Dallas. So I go to Houston, Texas, and for a friend's birthday. Shout out to my boy Bobby James out there, Houston, H-Town player, I see you. But I go to my man, Bobby James, his birthday, out there in Houston. And, you know, it's a cool trip. I get out there. I get out there. You know, we have a good time. Um, I get out there, we have a good time. A little bit of partying, nice restaurants, you know, you know, doing whatever. So I had a couple of friends from Baltimore who just happened to be in Houston, who just happened to be in Houston when I was in Houston. Mind you, I haven't seen these guys in about 10 years. So um, you know, I was like, shit, I really came out there to hang with them. And obviously it was birthday too, but you know, I come out there, hang with the fellas, we shot some stuff. Um, Everything cool. So um trying to frame this. All right, so I'm hanging out with Bobby James. We go to like a live performance show, and City Girls, all this shit was performing there. City Girls was performing. I want to say Waka Flocka performed. There was a bunch of people. It was like some sort of like festival in Houston, and a bunch of artists was there. And I go to that, watch them perform. I got the camera out, really not to shoot anything, but just to you know, because sometimes when you have a camera, like people just kind of come up to you, say things to you. Even just like right now with me live streaming, you literally just seen a girl call me handsome, and you seen a girl who I think might have been like a little stripper. You know what I'm saying? She kind of had that vibe, which is cool. I love the strippers. Well, I got love for the strippers, but a girl who might have been a stripper just, you know, casually just walk up to me just because I had the camera. So um, I was carrying the camera around this festival, you know, just to have it. And mind you, I had Sony A7 Mark III. People who know cameras will know what that camera is. Sony A7 Mark III, and I had a 28 to 135 Sony G Master. Camera at that time was probably worth retail probably 2K, and the lens on the camera retail brand new 2500. So I'm at the festival, hanging with my man Bobby James or whatever, and I leave. And as I'm leaving, my friends from Baltimore hit me up. They say, "Hey, bro, we at this spot. Just pull up." So I pull up to the spot, and as I pull up to the spot, I park damn near across the street from the spot. Put my shit in the trunk. The except for the tripod. The tripod was sitting in the floor in the back seat, and y'all probably already know where the story going. So I put my shit in the trunk, the um, camera, my backpack. Only thing I had in the front was a Nintendo Switch that was it was in a case, so you couldn't necessarily see it was a Nintendo Switch, but it was a Nintendo Switch that was in a case. It was in like a black case, and a tripod was sitting on the back seat of the floor. And mind you, when I got out the car, this is probably this is when God sends you a sign, make sure you fucking act on it. When like something happens before something bad happens, and it's like foreshadowing, like in real time. Um, Make sure you understand that is foreshadowing. So I parked my car like damn near like across the street from this club or whatever. And so I get out, dude in the Cadillac walks up to me. He said, "Hey, bro, is it okay to park here?" I was like, "Yeah, I think so. Like, it's no signs that say you can't park here." And literally, it was mad other people parked there. So I'm like, "All right, bet I'm parking there." So I go into this little nightclub or whatever. I go in there, and I'm in there for about an hour, maybe hour and a half. And I come out, and I chop it up with my friends a little bit longer. Chop it up with them. Chop it up with them. We do a bunch of just catching up, and they end up taking me back to my car. And then I get in the car, sit down in the driver's seat, and I shut the door, and immediately upon sitting in the car, I just felt like the car was like open. Like it felt like open, the car. So I look to my right, and I see that my windows are all busted out on the all of my windows are busted out except the driver door, the driver side door. So the driver side door is the only window I had that night. And mind you, at this point, it's like 2 in the morning. So I got three windows busted out, and I got freaking. I'm at this point, like I'm literally going through my car, and obviously this person literally stole everything out my freaking whip, like everything, everything through the trunk, cameras, lenses, hard drive, laptop, and looking back, it's like, why did I have all this stuff with me? But I mean, you live and you learn. Like people be like, "Oh, you gotta stay ready, Matt," and I'm like, and now I'm like, "Nah, I ain't gotta stay. You gonna call me and let me know so I can plan. I'm not staying ready in that situation where it's that much equipment and that much value in this stuff." But I get that back to my car, my shit busted open, windows busted open, and my two homeboys they still standing there, and they at this point they consoling me because I'm freaking out because the stuff that I had in that bag, I ain't gonna say it was The equipment and cost was probably like 10,000, but like the cost of some of the stuff that was on my laptop and or hard drives. And granted, I should have had a cloud copy. I obviously, if you're watching this and on the playback, yes, I should have had a cloud copy. I should have had a backup. And granted, those hard drives were backups, but cool. I live and you learn. But the value of the data that I lost was probably close to like 50 or $60,000. It was a movie project, a short film project that was on several hard drives in there. It was a wedding that was on some hard drives in there. It was a freaking bar mitzvah for a affluent family that was on there, you know. And I could at that point I could care less about the equipment. I was just more so worried about having to tell these people, like, bruh, like, your shit gone. So to add insult to injury, I get out the car and granted, I can't really like how am I want? I can't really like I'm not necessarily I don't know who did it or how they did it or what did or went through my shit. So um my homies is we sitting outside trying to like figure this shit out. And as we're talking, I hear somebody laughing at us from like in the shadows, like laughing. And then, we start talking back at the shadows, or whoever was in the shadows, like it was from far away, like somebody was like watching us. And they was just laughing. It was like, it was just like a laugh, like a loud laugh that came out of nowhere. Like they wanted us to hear them laughing. Like it was a really loud laugh. And then from there, I had to call the police, you know, and I'm gonna add this note. Y'all see how beautiful this neighborhood is? I'm gonna add this note. So everybody has been wanting to move to Houston, and while Houston is fun, it's lit right now. It's the place to be to go party. Houston is dangerous. Houston is dangerous. Granted, damn near every city in America is dangerous, but Houston is dangerous. So obviously, I say my car got hit, but literally every car that was parked out there got hit, got their windows busted, got their shit took if they had some shit in there. So when I get to the police station, literally everybody who had their shit took was there, filing their police reports. So I feel like I've gone for a while on this tangent, but I bring that back to what I'm saying, to where I started at. Me losing all my shit was when I started to like diversify I guess my financial options, because I was like, man, somebody could easily take my shit, and obviously I could rebuild, I could buy more shit, you know. Granted, somebody was trying to sue me. There's a bunch of stuff. Somebody was trying to sue me. People upset. You know, some people were very supportive though, even if they shit lost. They wasn't angry. But so other people, they was angry. They was ready to sue me. They was calling me the worst things on the planet. So um, I say that to say, after I got my shit took, that's kind of like when I opened my eyes to like, not even open my eyes. That's when the clock started ticking. The clock always be ticking, but the clock was like, the clock that goes off in your head was like really just like blasting in my head at that point. Obviously, my mom was still alive at that point, But she was starting to need money. And granted, I still haven't resolved this in situation. But my mom was needing money. Um, I wasn't necessarily as stable as I feel like I should be. You know, obviously I felt like I was, but after I lost all that shit, I wasn't stable at all. Nothing. Like, um, so I started looking into the tech industry, and in about 3 months, I was able to read some books, take some courses, and literally got my first tech job. You know, really, especially in the beginning of it, a lot of it was pushing papers. Which is cool. You know, but in the same breath, I've learned quite a bit. And now at this point, I have like some some scripting skills now. I done got a bunch of different skills now. And then on top of that, shout out to my boy, my guy Radio, out of love, he bought me another camera. And then I was able to, replace other things. That expensive ass lens, that $2,500 joint, I had to find some cash to get that back, which is cool. I did it. And got the camera back. So now I'm, doing some of my video gigs again. And then now I'm working in the tech industry, making, I ain't rich, but definitely make more than most people. Like, you can't go to Walmart and, make what I make off the rip type shit. So I say all that to say, if you're watching me, um, and even though you may be chasing your dream, you may be, you know, wanting to be a rapper, you may be wanting to be a singer, you may be wanting to be an actor or whatever the fuck. Do not neglect your income to chase that dream. You gonna need it. Do not quit your damn day job because you just had this instinct of being a rapper. I ain't saying don't pursue being a rapper if you want to be a rapper, but what I am saying is when you take risks, like like you hear on the internet all the time, people like, oh, you got to take a risk in order to be successful. You got to take a risk in order to be successful. Yeah, you do got to take a risk. But when you take a risk, there's also risk management. You have to manage the risk. You can't just roll the dice and then just say, fuck it. And then it's like, oh, I get what I get. You have to have some sort of risk management in order to succeed. Like, you have to have risk management. You have to, or else you will bleed dry. You will, like, you will bleed out financially, mentally, emotionally, physically. You will bleed out. So really what that taught me is I still do a lot of the things that I want to do, but I have to manage my risk. I have to diversify my freaking income. I got to get more better skills just so I can grow financially. And shout out to whoever's watching. I haven't seen nobody comment, but I've just been rambling. And like I said, it's the late show, and we on the road today. We on the move. I'm just getting my nightly walk in. I got the vest on. And I think I'm like, this is like a 3.5 mile walk. But fuck that. Back to what I was saying. So literally, you have to diversify your income and have a little bit more risk management if you're a freaking dream chaser. And so now I'm at the point where I can literally grow, have I had the potential to grow in more than one arena other than just freaking being a videographer. And if you're a videographer and you're watching me, you know how fickle that in the game is of shooting people's stuff, you know, especially like if you do music videos or if you do, um, entertainment related things. People are very fickle. People want everything for free. People want the most for the least, especially when you're dealing with entertainment. So get your skills up, diversify your income, um, and don't neglect your income because you got a dream. Keep your dream, but my nigga, don't neglect your income. I don't know if I can say the N word on Twitch, but don't neglect your income. So, third thing, it's kind of piggybacking off of income, is just dreaming, bro. Like these houses, bro. Granted, I don't necessarily want one of these houses per se, but oh shit,